back, and we are going to now work on the last 3 design principles. So I'm going to go to this slider on the right hand side of my screen, and I'm going to move the artboards up just so I can see them a little better. I'm really old, and so this helps me a little bit. And we're going to use artboard 4. So this was 1, 2, 3, and now we're on artboard 4, and we're going to work on the design principle proximity. For proximity, which says that things that go together should be together, and when they are together, they have meaning. So for example, we are going to just play this out and trust me. So we're going to use the text tool today. So go ahead and grab, it's actually called the type tool, but you guys know the word text as well. So click on the type tool, which is the T, and you'll see there are lots of different ways to type. Right now we're just going to use the top one, the basic one, so type tool. And I'm going to click and drag and create a large box. And your box won't do this because, let's see. I'm going to show you what your box will do if I have it at size 12. When you draw a box, it's going to fill the space with a whole bunch of letters. All right, so don't panic about that. See how they're all highlighted? Just push Shift and S and draw one S, and an S will replace all of those letters. Now I need this S to be super large, so I'm going to highlight it by clicking and dragging across the S. And remember when I said that whatever tool you have selected will then have a bunch of options up top? So I'm going to make sure I'm still drawing text boxes. I'm going to make sure that my S is highlighted, and I'm going to go up to the top, and I'm going to change the size. And see how when I go down the menu, the size of my S changes, but it's never quite big enough. So instead, I'm going to click in the box and select it, and I'm going to make this like 150 points, and I'm going to push return on my keyboard, and that's 150 points. Now I need it stretched a little bit, so I'm going to go up here to the fonts, and I'm going to choose one that is taller. So let's see. I'm just going along, but I also want it to be semi-thick. That marker felt is okay. I'm going to use Arial Bold. And now it's not quite big enough, so I'm going to make it 200 points big. And if for some reason you lose your S, so let's say my box was this size and I see the red plus sign, that just means the S is still there, but my box is too small. So I'm going to click on the side of the rectangle and pull it out till I can see my S again. So now I know my S is there. All right, I still want this S stretched even more. So I'm going to click and highlight it, and I'm going to go over to my properties. Over on the right hand side, these sliders, these 3 sliders, and I'm going to click on them and say properties, and I'm going to go down to the ways that I can change my character. So see the word character right there, and I'm going to click on the 3 dots to get more options, and it opens up all kinds of things. But right here there's a T, and it says vertical scale, a T with up and down arrows, and I'm going to just click on that until my S becomes super tall, maybe 150%. Now I've got a tall S. Using my selection tool, so I'm going to grab my selection tool. I'm going to drag that S into the center of my board. So now I have an S. All right, that's great. Now I'm going to take my line tool, it's on the right hand side of the toolbar, and grab my line tool, and I'm going to hold Shift down so it goes straight. I'm going to draw a line straight down. I want it to be kind of thick, so I can either go up to the top and choose a stroke and move it up to like, let's do an 8-point stroke. So an 8-point stroke. And I need 2 of these lines, so I'm going to hold my Option key down and click and drag, and now I've got 2 of these. All right, so what I'm looking at right here on my artboard is an S and 2 lines. And I can try and make a word out of that. Are those I's? Are they L's? What? But proximity says when you put things together in a certain way, they have meaning. So I'm going to take this line and place it over the S. And I'm going to make it longer. A little longer. And then I'm going to delete the other one so I don't have to worry about making that one longer. And I'm just going to click on this one, hold Option down and copy it. And now I have a $sign. So proximity says that you take some things that you see, you put them together, and suddenly they have meaning. So now suddenly I have the $sign. So hopefully you are able to create the $sign as well, and you can make it look just so. All right, that's proximity. Let's talk about white space. Space or white space simply means that, space. We just need space. So we're going to do this one pretty quickly. Let's say I grab my rectangle tool, and this time I want a rounded rectangle. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to select rounded rectangle. So rounded rectangle. And I'm going to draw a rounded rectangle. All right, that one's black. I'm going to use my selection tool to just scoot it kind of in the center there. So that's black. Now I need another rectangle. So I'm going to grab the rounded rectangle again, and I'm going to draw a smaller rectangle. And this one I'm going to make white. So remember down here we've got the two squares, the outline and the inside, the fill. I'm going to click on the fill so that it's on top, not the outline, but the fill. So I'm going to click on the fill and select the color white. So now inside I've got white. And now I'm going to grab my type tool again, and I'm going to draw just a little box in here. And I'm going to type in the word space. Oops, before you type, let me just tell you. So before you type, because you had it super big last time, it thinks, see the red cross there? It thinks we need big letters again. So we're going to go up to the character while we've got our type tool selected. We're going to go up to the top, and we're going to change that size to like, I don't know, 24. So now it's smaller. And when I click in that box, I can type the word space. Uh-oh, it still thinks that I'm stretching it. So I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to go over to my properties panel. Remember the sliders over here? And I'm going to go down to character and click more. And on the vertical scale, I'm going to click inside it and say, no, go back to 100%. I just want it normal. And it goes back to 100%. So now I've got the word space in here. I sure wish they were all capital letters. Oh wait, I can make them all capital letters. In my character box, I'm going to click the 3 dots. And at the bottom, there are some different options. I can make them superscripts or subscripts or underlined or strike through. I'm going to take those all off because what I want is I want to make it capital. So I'm going to make it, go off. Okay, there we go. So now they're all capital letters, and I can go up to the top or use my properties panel and make that word bigger. So maybe up to 46 points. And then drag across to paragraph, and I'm going to center it. So I'm going to center it. Oh, it's not capitalized anymore. I'm going to go back to character and capitalize. There we go. Capitalize it. And what color do I want this word? I want to make it, I don't know what, hot pink. Okay, so I'm going to click on hot pink and see how my fill turned into hot pink. When I click off, I've got hot pink and it says space. Put it in the center, and there you go. That's what white space means. It means just to have space. So that's how you can get some different options with your text over here in the properties panel. is what we learned this time. And we also learned how to center if you go to paragraph, and I can also use paragraph in my properties panel. I can left align, right align, or center. So I'm going to center it. And space means that it's not cluttered. So instead of putting a whole bunch of words in this white box, we have just one word, and that's space. All right, are we ready to do this final one? Let's just do this final one. The final one is hierarchy. And hierarchy means that you look somewhere first, somewhere second, somewhere third. So a good example is, I'm just going to show an example, is if I had this word space, and then I made it huge, 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 okay, or at least bigger. And I made it big. Don't copy me right now. And then I made a copy of it, and I made this one smaller. Don't copy, just take a look at what I'm doing. Space, okay, and then I took it and I made, and let's even make this one just black so it's not a funky, fun, fresh color. And then I took another line and I made this one even smaller still. This would tell me to look at this word first, this word second, and this word third, because this one's in a different color and it's huge. This one's in black and it's smaller. This one, maybe I'm not even going to have it capital letters, so I will go and take the caps off, and then it's not as important. So first, second, and third. We're going to do it with design though, because I want to teach you a new tool. So let me delete those, and we're going to use the rounded, no, let's use a regular rectangle. So we're going to use a regular rectangle, and you're going to draw a rectangle and select a color. Don't choose the same as mine. I'm going to choose, I don't know, this maroon color for today. And I take that maroon color and I'm going to scoot my box in so it's a little bit more narrow, not quite as wide. And then when I'm happy, I'm going to hold Option down and click and drag. So now I've got two, and I'm going to kind of put these in the center of my artboard. So now I have two. And now I'm going to draw two rectangles in the other direction. So I'm going to grab my rectangle tool again, and I'm going to draw a rectangle that goes only halfway across, and I'll show you why in a second. And I'm going to make this a different color. Let's make this one yellow. You choose your own colors. Don't use the same color as me. So I'm going to choose yellow. And I'm going to copy and paste this by holding Option down. And I click and drag. And see how it looks like it's one shape? Okay, that's going to be important. So I'm going to click on this rectangle on the right, not the rectangle on the left, the one on the right. And I'm going to go down to either Quick Actions, Arrange, or I can right click and go down to Arrange. And I'm going to say Send to Back. And it sends it to the back. And now suddenly the maroon is on top. And I'm going to do the same thing below, except the exact opposite. So I'm going to click on this left-hand rectangle, and I'm going to hold Option down, and I'm going to drag. And then I'm going to grab the back one, and I'm going to hold Option down, and I'm going to drag. Except this time I want the right-hand rectangle on top. So I'm going to right-click, say Arrange, and say Bring to Front. And I'm going to click on the left hand, say Arrange, and say Send to Back. And now I've created hierarchy. Wherever the maroon is on top, that's where you look first at the maroon. And wherever the yellow is on top, that's where you look first at the yellow. And that's hierarchy. So we had the space example where it got large, smaller, and smaller still. And we also have a visual here where the yellow on top, that's most important, or the maroon on top, that's most important. And now you have completely finished. So take a quick break, and we've got just one more video to help you export these graphics. All right.